all, I love this time of year. This is the time of year when the garden is transitioning from summer to fall. Things begin to lose their life after they've provided life all summer long. And other things actually in my grow zone 8A begin to thrive. Time of year, for instance, my eggplants kick into full bloom. These Ikebana eggplants have gotten scuffed up, but look how they're producing. Tomatillos also, for some reason, they begin to bloom and blossom greatly. All other things, like the sunflowers, peak and wither and provide their seeds in the fall. And just like that, summer's going away. Welcome back to the vlog, y'all. If you're new here, my name is Dominique and we are in the lower garden. Oh my goodness, guys, we had so many Blue Lake bush beans planted out here, and obviously they've reached their end time, and I'll show you. They have reached the end of their life, so we are going to harvest all of these beans that the plant put out. We're going to harvest both of these beds. We're going to prep the beds for fall planting, and we're going to replant for a fall flush of Blue Lake bush beans. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. To my OGs, what's up? Today, we're going to learn how to prep raised garden beds for fall planting. Here we go. So, I planted these bush beans back in April or May. I have to put it on the screen because I can't remember. And so these plants have been out here kicking a long time. And I always make sure to fertilize my plants well to keep them growing and producing. And so these plants did phenomenal. So what I'm trying to do is pick one plant at a time, get all the beans off, and then I'm going to pull that plant up and I'm going to compost it. So step one for getting ready for autumn or fall planting is going to be to harvest any remaining vegetables in the garden plots that you are intending to use for fall planting. So this big plant has yielded its last beans. Yes, and I'm going to pull it up. I want to leave as much soil as possible. Nice clear picked plant, and I'm going to toss this plant. Even though it's still budding, obviously the health of the plant is greatly affected, so we don't want to keep this. This plant is going to the compost. Y'all, you can see that I have cleared both beds, and I was shocked at just how many critters, beetles, mites looking, maybe even fleas were in this soil. So I have on long pants and long shirt, but I was shocked at how much stuff was just out here in the soil. So I'm going to let this soil bake over the next 2 days. I don't want to leave it uncovered because uncovered soil is ground for weeds. I am going to go ahead and add fertilizer into the soil while I'm out here. I did get, this is, probably maybe not 5 pounds maybe about maybe about 4 pounds of beans here, which is a great harvest, a great end of the year harvest. I have harvested off of these 2 beds of beans too much to be counted, but I'm glad I went ahead and pulled them because it's just disease, well, not disease, but it's just bugs everywhere, bugs I didn't see last year, and it's probably just because it's so humid and we've gotten so much rain. So the second step is going to be to go ahead and re-nourish the beds that have been giving your plants nourishment. So I'm going to use a granular based fertilizer. Is called Nutri-Rich, and it's 100% organic fertilizer, and basically it's just composted chicken manure. And I don't know where my tool is, so I'm gonna have to, oh, it's up there, but I'm just going to shake it in here pretty liberally. We're supposed to get some rain this weekend. That's good. My soil looks in great condition, but I know that these bean plants, they put nitrogen in the soil, but I know that they've taken up a lot of nutrients. We have harvested, we've pulled out the crop that was previously in here and then fertilized. So the next thing we'll be doing is replanting, but I'm going to let these beds sit for 2 days. Okay, you all, welcome back to the vlog. It is not the same day or the next day or even the day after that. You all can see it looks drastically different out here. My son got out here and he cleaned up that wild grapevine over there for me. And he also cleared the grass out of these beds. It has been raining, guys, for 3 days. So it's 3 days later. I had these beans soaking and they have begun to sprout. So I've got a cup full of bean sprouts that I need to get planted. The difference between these beans and the last beans is the last beans were Blue Lake bush beans. These beans are Blue Lake pole beans. The bending down was not for me. These beds are not raised like my other beds come to about right here. And these beds obviously are basically on the ground pretty much. And that's good for like soil maintenance and weeding and stuff, but for my back wasn't having it. So this, I believe this is step 3 or 4. I'll put it on the screen, of course. So I'm just going to do 2 rows. I'm not even, and I do have some onions still in here. I planted onions and green beans together. The bush beans grew up so high that the onions, or I'll do 3 rows. The onions did not have enough sunlight and they died back, but the bulbs are still intact. So that is a good thing. Here we go. I like to plant beans with a buddy. So 2 beans. And I'm planting these a little bit further apart than I did the last one. I soaked way too many beans, but it's okay. I'm planting these guys about 2 inches apart. I don't know if you heard that little sound, but that was my hummingbird. I'll try to amplify that sound when I edit. Not my hummingbird, the hummingbird the Lord sent that gives me great joy. I'm gonna leave that uncovered. And I'm going to plant a middle row. There's an onion for sure. There's one as well. And I just plant these guys 2 beans, trying to get all the ones that have sprouts because they're ready to go, ready to work. There are my 3 rows, and I'm gonna repeat over here. I'm going to plant over here. This cucumber plant has really given us a lot of cucumbers, and it's still living, but it doesn't look the best. So I don't want to make the same mistake I did last year. Last year I let everything go and go and go, and I missed out on fall planting. This year I don't want to do that. I want to pull things that have given me a lot, but they're pretty well spent, and I want to make room for other things. So I really enjoyed this cucumber, but it's time for it to go. And maybe there will be some, oh, look at there. Look at there. I was just gonna say maybe it'll have one last surprise. This thing has been a champ. I don't even remember what variety it was, but even the big cucumbers are delicious. She just has wonderful tips for gardening. Okay. All right, you guys, we've got these 3 beds planted up for an autumn harvest of Blue Lake pole beans. This bed, and this bed, and I'm really excited. I'm excited mostly so I won't have to be, because I won't be bending down. You guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope this autumn bean 3-step 4 out in your planting journey. Oh, guys, I just appreciate you so much. See you next time. But until next time, the Lord bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you. Till next time.